Hello, everyone. It's time for Vanished Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanis. This is episode 437, season 18. Today's date is May 25th, 2025. So it's 5/25/25. And on today's show, I'm going to talk about there was a children's TV program that was in the late 1950s that aired on WGN TV, Channel 9 Chicago. It was called the Lunchtime Little Theater. And I'll talk about its history. I don't have much memory about that, so I will see. So I will talk about like who's in the show and what was the show about. Also, I will read off a menu from 1964. It was from the Melody Lane Drive-In restaurant that specialized in ice cream, and a lot of people from the South Side remember this place very fondly. Before I get started, I'd like to start with a commercial. And this program is brought to you by Weiler's Lemonade Drink Mix. And here is a commercial from 1978 featuring that talented banjo player, Roy Clark, who used to be on Hee Haw. So just sit back and relax, and let's go back to the late 70s for some nice, cool lemonade. Thank you.
Boy, it is hotter than grits on a griddle. What you folks need is some of Roy Clark's special lemonade.
Folks around here love my lemonade recipe, and here it is, Weiler's. Yep, it tastes just like you squeezed it yourself. Weiler's recipe includes real lemon juice, no artificial flavors. I tell you, if I had a lemonade recipe, it'd have to taste just like Weiler's.
Oh, Roy, you done it again. Shucks, Charlie, you could have done it yourself.
Weiler's lemonade-flavored drink mix with vitamin C. Tastes like you squeezed it yourself.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Weiler's Lemonade Mix. It also came in pink lemonade. I remember that. It was like in a pink package. I remember this commercial very well, with Roy Clark. He also did Pringles, country-style potato chips. Anyway, Weiler's is still around, sort of. I think you could buy them on Amazon. I haven't seen them in stores, but it's not like in the 70s where I grew up, and they had all different flavors. Sometimes you would add sugar in it. If you tasted unsweetened drinks like that, like Kool-Aid, it doesn't taste very good. It's like kind of bland. You need a little sugar in it, like that. As for Roy Clark, he was a singer for many years. Country music. He had some great songs. Yesterday when I was young. I love that song. I'm not a big country fan, but that song was good. And I remember him appearing in the Beverly Hillbillies as Cousin Roy. He was hilarious in that. Also, and then he went to Hee Haw, and it ran for a long time, from 1969 to 1993 or something like that. It aired on network, on Channel 2, WBBM, for a couple of years, and then it went to syndication, and then it went to Channel 9 on Sundays. I'm going to talk about that in a future podcast episode. That would be fun, So, yeah, he was a great singer. He really was, with Buck Owens. And I liked the part when he did the hotel clerk, Empty Arms Hotel. Someone will ring the bell and he'll jump up. That's funny. Okay. At the beginning of the program, I mentioned I'm going to talk about, excuse me, I have something in my throat. I have a frog in my throat. It won't go away. I will talk about the children's television program, Lunchtime Little Theater, that aired on WGN TV, Channel 9 in Chicago. Also, I'll read off a 1964 menu from the Melody Lane Drive-In restaurant that was located on the South Side. Let's see. For the health front, nothing new. I'm just waiting Thursday to check with my urologist. He's going to do a checkup, and then my next chemo will be June 9th. Be a while. So I'm doing two podcasts in a row. I'm using a laptop. It's my brother's, but it's really mine. The internet is terrible here, so maybe I should buy a router. an extra router or something. We'll see what happens. Okay. All right, so let's talk about Lunchtime Little Theater. This premiered in 1955. It aired on WGN-TV in Chicago. I think it aired 11:30 or 12 o'clock or something like that in the morning. And they would do, I don't know, sketches, comedy sketches like that. And according to the TV Guide from 1955, they show cartoons and they showed Looney Tunes. I think they did that. Because I don't think the performers did all the sketches for... I don't know if the show was an hour or half an hour. I think a half an hour. And so they would show cartoons, just like Bozo Circus. They used to do that at Bozo Circus or Ray Rayner. I think that was one of the first ones. And the characters in the show were Uncle Bucky and Uncle Dan. So Uncle Bucky was played by Ted Ziegler. Uncle Dan was Dan Driscoll. He was replaced by Ned Locke, we all know as Ringmaster Ned, from Bozo Circus. Yeah, I think it wasn't one of his first TV shows. I think he starred in a few shows on Channel 5 in Chicago. It was WNBQ, not WMAQ. And he did that. I think it was like Hearts, something with Hearts. Played a captain or something like that. I don't know. I can't think of the top of my head. And then there was Aunt Jeannie, played by Jean McKenna. And I think the following year, Uncle Dan was replaced by Ned Locke, so that was Dan Driscoll. And Aunt Jeannie was replaced by Dardanelle Hadley, and she was Aunt Dodie. And then later on, when Ted Ziegler left the show as Uncle Bucky, Uncle Bob came, and it was played by Bob Barron. Bob Barron passed away last year. Yeah, so that's interesting. Let's see. So there was like a turnover of that, and it ran for a few years. It was very popular. I think like 1959 or the year before it would ended, Ted Ziegler left. I think he went to, he did another Lunchtime Little Theater in Montreal, and he played another character. Not, I don't know what it was, but I can look it up. Anyway, and then Bob Barron took his place. Then it ended in 1960, but then Ned Locke played Captain and Paddleboat. And he played that for about a year. I think it was 1960 to 1961. Yeah, I think that's what it was. And according to sources, when Bozo Circus was going to premiere on September 11, 1961, the last show of Paddleboat, I was going to say Paddlefoot, but that's from Clutch Cargo, that he said he was going to put on a ringmaster suit. So I wish I've seen that. That would be cool to see the video like that, but it didn't happen. So, but believe it or not, some people have remembered this show, the Lunchtime Little Theater. And, I wish there was video of that. That'd be cool to see that. But unfortunately, there wasn't. There isn't any. It's a shame like that. And so Ted Ziegler, what I remember from him is the first time I saw him was in variety shows in the 1970s. For example, he was in Sonny and Cher. He was also at Tony Orlando and Dawn. You remember those? And what was the other one? The Hudson Brothers. And he did appear in Carol Burnett. And so he was a funny guy. I remember him. There were some other supporting actors, mostly from Sonny and Cher. And very entertaining show at the time. He stopped performing for a while because I think he had a brain tumor. And then he passed away in 1999, I think. So he did voiceover. So, he was a very talented comedian like that. As for, what was the other one? Aunt Jeannie, who played by Jean McKenna. I heard she got very sick at a young age and she passed away. I don't know when. Dan Driscoll, I don't know what happened to him. I'm sure he's deceased. So, and then, excuse me. And then Dardanelle Hadley was an accomplished jazz singer. And she had a long career. She really did. And this role for Aunt Dodie was perfect. She was very talented. And she died in 1997. Okay. So I posted a photo of the TV preview from, it was probably 1958 or something like that. I'm not sure. I'll pull it up. Yeah, just a minute. It'll come up. Anyway, so I think it was like that, and it showed, I think it was with Bob Barron and Ned Locke, and of course, I forgot her name again. It's just terrible. And of course, Dardanelle Hadley. Okay, I'm going to pull it up. Should be coming up soon. Okay, here it is. And there was a lot of, I posted this on my other Facebook page. It's called Vintage Chicago TV Magazines. If you follow that, it's a cool page. I created that a long time ago. And there were a lot of comments. And I'm reading some of the comments. And this is from I posted this in 2018. That was 7 years ago. So, there was an Uncle Bucky, too. I don't know. Was there Uncle Bucky? I don't know. Yeah, that was Ted Ziegler. So his name was, I forgot to mention his character's name. It's Uncle Bucky. Okay. You know what? They brought in Cub Scout troops, Girl Scouts brownies, and they did, donations and, like charities, like that. And so that was quite interesting, like that. Because I can't believe that live television started like that, like way back in the beginning of time, in this inception of television. And that's kind of cool, like that. So, let's see what else. So it's like I said before, it's a shame that we don't have recordings of the show. I would love to see that. And I would like to see Ned Locke, besides being Ringmaster Ned, and other characters, But none of his work is on video. Not really. So I guess we're stuck with Bozo Circus. Okay. Anyway, so that's it for the Lunchtime Little Theater. Yeah, I'm sorry to be, spotty like that. I've had a rough morning, so I'm doing okay. Okay, I'll be much better when I talk about our next topic, which will be the 1964 menu of the Melody Drive-In Theater. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So just sit back and relax. I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back, folks. Thank you. Okay, everyone, I am back. This is the second part of episode 437 of Vanishing Colorado Stories, the podcast. Right now, I'm going to talk about the Melody Lane Drive-In Restaurant. I will read off a menu from 1964. This was a very popular place during the 50s and the 60s. And it was located in, I forget the name of the neighborhood, Auburn Gresham, I think. So the address of the place, was 1425 West 87th Street in Chicago. That's like 87th and Bishop. Thinking there's Loomis and Bishop, around there. I never went to this place. I used to hear about it when I was little from some people and from my old neighborhood, because they moved from that neighborhood and they talked about Melody Lane, and I always heard what is this place? And I was a kid then, and they said, oh, it was an ice cream parlor, but it was a restaurant, but their specialty was ice cream and their sundaes. Okay. So the owner's name, his name was Edward Pushek, and he opened Melody Lane with his partner. I don't know who's the actual partner, but according to his obituary, his name is Emmett Dice, and I think there was another guy that did that. I'm not sure. Maybe he came later. Maybe Emmett left and then he took over. So I don't know his real name. The other guy's name, that is. And they opened that in 1957 at that location. I think it closed maybe 68, 69, something like that, the late 70s, maybe early 70s, I'm not sure. Mr. Pushek owned the Matterhorn restaurant that was located in Palace Park. I think it was like 123rd Street and South LaGrange Road. Also, he owned Mr. Beef, and that was a butcher shop, and I don't know where that was located. No idea. And he ran the restaurant with his son, Tom. Later on, Tom opened Pooch's, because according to some sources, his nickname was Poochie, something like that. And he opened Pooch's, and that was like 118th Street and Southwest Highway in Palos Hills, I believe. I remember seeing this restaurant when I was a teenager in my early 20s. I used to drive by. I never went there. I wish I did. From what I heard, that restaurant was wonderful. They had great hamburgers. Also, they had the desserts, probably borrowed from Melody Lane. Another interesting fact about this, there were two tornadoes during the 60s in Chicago. One was in 1961. That one was bad, but not as bad as 1967. And it damaged that. So I'm thinking after that tornado hit, they created a Sunday called The Tornado. And I will read off the menu shortly. And then the other one hit in 1967. We all remember that. And my mom had a great story about that. It was crazy. Oh, it was so crazy. And so it survived two tornadoes, that place, But a lot of people who lived in the neighborhood at the time, they said it was a great, if you go to the movies and then you could stop by and get a sundae or, a bite to eat. That was the place, And so that's a shame. I wish somebody would bring it back. I'd like to try it myself because I'm jealous. Because I love ice cream parlors. I really do. Excuse me, I gotta get some coffee. So, so I will read off the menu right now, and I will bring it up, and this will be a lot of fun. Okay, here we go. Okay, this menu is dated July 18th, 1964. Okay, and let's see what we got. And let's see, according to the menu, they had a buffet luncheon served from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Dinner was served 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Sundays and holidays was 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Oh, it was served on holidays. That's good. The buffet lunch cost about $1.10. The dinner was $1.95, and children under 10 was $1.25. So let's see. And let's see what else. Let me get to the entrees first because so this was more fun. Then I'll get to the desserts. So they had a broiled U.S. prime strip steak. They had a broiled prime filet mignon. Also half golden brown chicken. Golden brown jumbo shrimp. Those were served, those in the side dish were either French fried onion rings, rolls, or butter. You had a choice of dressing, if you like, a garden salad also. Buttered toast, if you'd like. Let's see what else. Of course, they had French fries of that. A steaming hot kosher corned beef. That sounds good. Served on rye bread with creamy coleslaw and a kosher dill pickle. That sounds good. And with French fries served. Also, barbecue beef pork hams. That's a huge portion served on a bun. And it's a famous sauce with coleslaw and French fries. So you had beef, pork, and ham. That sounds good. Let's see what else. Then they had a juicy steak sandwich served on a toasted bun. Same side orders. Hot roast beef or pork sandwich. Our famous prairie dog. That is a pure beef kosher hot dog stuffed with American cheese. Now, okay, I don't like cheese in a hot dog. That's me. Wrapped with bacon. That's what it was. That's our famous prairie dog. Dog in a blanket. That's hot dog dipped in batter, deep fried until golden brown, served with coleslaw and chips. A hairless Mexican dog. This is what this is. A grilled hot dog on a poppy seed bun covered with homemade chili, coleslaw, and potato chips. Also, you had a plain hot dog with trimmings, which I like. Kosher hot dog is a poppy seed bun and coleslaw. Oh, that sounds heavenly. They had family-style chicken. There was like 12 pieces of fried chicken, cost for $3.95. That's a good deal. Served with coleslaw, French fries, and butter. Other sandwiches they had, baked ham, American cheese, Wisconsin Swiss cheese, grilled cheese and bacon, ham and cheese, grilled ham and cheese, also with Swiss, grilled ham, also with Swiss. I think that's the same thing. So it's grilled ham and cheese, grilled Swiss cheese, and grilled ham and Swiss. Sliced turkey, grilled cheese and tomato, if you like that. They had liverwurst. Not a big fan of that. Bacon, BLT, bacon, lettuce, and tomato, peanut butter, and bacon. I don't know how that tastes. Fried egg salad, tuna salad, ham salad, chicken salad, peanut butter and jelly, beef sandwich, or pork sandwich. Okay. Let's see what else. They had triple decker clubs sandwiches. Breast of turkey, hearts of lettuce, tomato slices. Same thing with the turkey, but with bacon. We want it crispy. Breast of turkey with ham, Swiss cheese, lettuce, and tomato slices. Sliced roast beef with hearts of lettuce, tomato slices. Crisp bacon, hearts of lettuce with tomato. Sugar cured ham with the same thing, with the lettuce and the tomato. Sugar cured ham with cheese, Wisconsin cheese. Also corned beef, Swiss, lettuce, and tomato. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Okay, let's see what else. They had salads. They had Hawaiian salad. That's with pineapple, barley pears, tossed salad bowl, chef salad bowl, stuffed tomato, California fruit plate, fresh shrimp hugi. That's like tender shrimp with a hard-boiled egg with a bed of crisp garden greens, king crab louis, chock full of delectable crab on a bed of crisp garden greens, and a hard-boiled egg and dressing. Okay. The breakfast department, they did serve breakfast. You had eggs, fried or scrambled, whatever you want. They served with butter toast or jelly. One egg fried. They had two eggs, either fried but also poached, or any way you want it. It's served on the side. They had ham, bacon, or pork sausage, or toast or jelly. You can have a plain omelet or jelly omelet. Ham and bacon, cheese, or mushroom omelet. Same sides. Waffles. Strawberries cost 25 cents extra with whipped cream. They had cinnamon waffle, pecan, raisin, waffle with ham or bacon or sausage, wheat cakes, which is probably pancakes. They had it, with pecans, raisins, blueberries, strawberry. Also with ham or bacon or pork sausage. And they also had potato pancakes with applesauce. I like that. And cereal with cream. Probably with, how would I say that? Milk. Okay. Now we get to the desserts. They had home-baked pies, cheesecake, coffee cake, layer cake. Probably enter flavor you want. Pound cake, toasted. Ooh, that sounds good. Donuts and rolls, butter toast jelly, cinnamon toast with jelly, toasted English muffin, a dish of Jell-O with whipped cream, and that was it. like that. So that is the main menu of the Melody Drive-In. Now we're going to get to the good stuff. We're going to the ice cream. Just a minute. Let me get over here. Okay. So I'm going to read them off. There are a lot of them. Also, they have the Tornado Special, and it serves up to, let me double check this. How much is this? Up to 20 people. Wow. There is no way you can eat this by yourself. No. And that cost $10 back then. The other ice cream delicacies they have listed on the menu: McGee's Closet, the Big Blast, Melody Tunes Cake. It was for our birthdays or anniversaries or our banquet. Windy City Mush Mash. Okay. Buckingham Fountain, Mr. 5x5, the Pig Pen. It just overfills and it's big, like a volcano. The Rainbow Candy Mountain, the Dreamboat, Tall in the Cell, Cinderella, Tilps Anabab El Duab. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's backwards. It's double banana split. So it was written in backwards. Okay. The Flying Saucer, the Witch's Brew, Pikes Peak, the Atomic Bombshell, Elves a Popping, Fantasy, Boilermaker's Helper, and the last one is the Merry-Go-Round. Wow. What a menu. What a place. This sounds fascinating. It really does. They had some wonderful food. Back then, Chicago has still a lot of great restaurants today. Not as much as the old days, but they were far more and more delicious and reasonable, in my opinion. So we'll see about that. Okay. Whew. So that's it. So I apologize for the first part of the podcast. I was a little rusty, but, I got distracted. I've had a tough time putting it together. But, I just came. So I went out, I bought something at Best Buy, and I came back, and then I finished the second part. Okay. So that's it for this show. I'll do a recap of what I talked about. I talked about the children's television program that aired on WGN TV, Channel 9 in Chicago, called the Lunchtime Little Theater, that featured Ned Locke, Ted Ziegler, and others. Also, I read off a 1964 menu from the Melody Lane Drive-In restaurant that was located on West 87th Street in Chicago, right near Loomis Boulevard. Okay, this podcast will be published later on today, wherever podcasts are available: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, also Breaker, Overcast, Good Pods, Podbean, iHeartRadio. Also, it'll be uploaded on my blog, www.vanchicagoland.blog. It'll be right there. Those apps I mentioned previously, if you tap on them and tap follow, you will receive a notification of the latest episode. You can listen to the other episodes as you wish. Also, same thing on my blog. They're all listed. You can put in your email to subscribe. You'll probably receive a notification, I think. I never tried it. Also be shared uploaded on my YouTube channel, Van Chicago Land Stories, the podcast. People ask me, where do I find your podcast? Where do I find your podcast? Someone emailed me yesterday and told me I can't play. I am having trouble playing it. And I said, I checked on YouTube and it works. So try YouTube. It usually works like that. Sometimes it switches off to private and public. I don't know why it does it. It's goofy. It's so weird. So it is on YouTube. Click subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. You will receive a notification of the latest episode. The rest of the episodes are there. Also, be sure on my social media accounts: Facebook, X, LinkedIn, Reddit, Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, and TikTok. They'll have the links, and you can listen. Okay. I will probably do another podcast Tuesday. We'll see. Tomorrow's Memorial Day. We're going to enjoy barbecues. It's too cold for a barbecue. It just seems so cold. Anyway, so this will be later on published, and you can listen anytime, any place. You can listen to your laptop, your phone, your iPhone, or any other phone you have. or your iPad. Listen to your car with CarPlay, and also you can stream it on your TV if you have Spotify. Okay, so this is Pete Costanis, your host for Vanishing Garland Stories, the podcast. Thank you for joining me. I had a wonderful time. It was crazy. I've calmed down. So today's not a bad day. It's just a little cool. You need a jacket to go out. All right. So here's bye-bye for me, and here is the wonderful Chicago legend, Ray Rayner, everyone's pal, with a little traveling music saying bye, bye, bye. Take care, everyone, and so long.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.